Who do you think you are, a psychiatrist?
Let's find out.
What?
Bloody hell! It's billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne.
No! Are you shitting me? What is wrong with you? Don't you think I would have done that had I wanted to? Half the fun of our relationship was the mystery. Now I know Batman is just some boring rich asshole with parental issues.
That's really reductive.
Thanks for ruining the funnest thing I had going. Now I don't even feel like torturing you.
Sorry, I thought it might be the kind of thing Harley would do.
I don't care about Harley. Wayne Tech promised an electric car by this year. I put a deposit down. Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Convos with Your Mom's Favorite. I am he, I am him, I am your mom's favorite. And today I have the fam in the building. Friend of the show. He's got a gold star at podcast appearances by now. Working on his platinum medal for podcast appearances on this show because he is very reliable, very trustworthy. Little dig there, but you know.
Oh wow.
You know.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hey, in case of emergency, break glass.
Break glass, and I appreciate, you know, your willingness and readiness. For those who don't know, my brother Will is here. He is here. Will, how are you?
I'm well, man. You know.
Yeah.
Fresh off a second screening of Thunderbolts.
I know. And you know what's crazy? It was my first screening, and now, because of you, I won't be seeing this movie twice.
Don't blame me, but blame Ryan Coogler, because it is a different viewing experience in IMAX.
Yes, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the fact that you went and saw it with our friend Carmen, so now I don't have to.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's true. I took your place this time.
You took my place,
and I was the third wheel. How about that?
You were a third wheel.
I was the third wheel. Remember, you guys always do it. And I was just like, I'll go this time. Because Red Guardian made me laugh in the trailer. So
I mean, and we're going to, like, that is part of what we're here to discuss. But, you know, we did just come fresh off a Thunderbolt screening, and we can just jump right into it because he was the greatest part of this movie. And David Harbour is a legend.
Yeah, totally. And he's aging backwards.
Yes.
I just don't understand. I feel like he's like 60 years old, but he looks 30.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's wild. I've loved the Red Guardian from the very first time I saw him on screen. And I think that was Black Widow, so it was on my TV screen. Mm-hmm. It was on my TV screen because I didn't go see that in theaters.
COVID, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first COVID movie, right?
No.
Disney Plus?
No.
Which one was it?
The
Avengers.
Mulan?
Oh, I meant Avengers-wise.
Oh, Avengers-wise, yes. That was the first COVID movie. That was the first COVID. Everything else got pushed back. And they were like, no, we're going to wait till theaters open.
Yeah. Which they could have kept. They could have just put them all on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because, I mean, if we're being honest, what are they really giving us?
Until Deadpool and Wolverine, I feel like all of them could have went on. Well, Black Panther was very good. I wish I saw that in IMAX.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that might have changed my whole viewing experience for that particular film. I might have enjoyed it a little more. I think IMAX is my new favorite way to see movies.
It's just different. Like, I don't... Even if people are talking... Like, you can't... It's hard to get disturbed in an IMAX movie.
Yeah.
Because it's so loud. It's so bright.
And a part of me wonders if that's because the IMAX theater we've been going to is newly renovated.
Yeah.
So it's got new everything. Of course, the screen, new screen, new chairs, new sound system put in.
I'm cool with that.
So
where the new ones at?
Right. So, I kind of wonder if, I go see it at like a different IMAX theater that's just been around for a little bit, if that'll change.
It might.
It might, but I don't think I want to find out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that,
Why fix what's not broke?
Yeah, it's not. If it's not broke, don't break it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just leave it as is. But we did just come back from seeing Thunderbolts, and let me just say that is the best Marvel movie I've seen in a really long time.
Since which one? Because you didn't like Black Panther.
Since which one? Honestly, I've got to say, I haven't felt that good walking out of a movie theater since I saw Endgame.
Woo! That is big praise for that movie.
Yeah.
It's also funny too because like the online hate it's getting.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
It's weird. People are weird.
Yeah.
And they're used to certain things. I think the fans are like Marvel in that they are trying to reinvent the magic that we felt with everything we got leading up to Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's fair because Infinity War and Endgame, right? That's back-to-back classics.
Right.
Right. But you had to get there. And we're not going to sit there and act like they hit it out. Iron Man, was it 3? No, 2. With Whiplash.
Yes.
Like, that was in that trajectory. Like, that was not good.
You're right.
Like, we can't just sit and act like everything was great and and every movie wasn't 50 million fight scenes and we got somewhere. It was a lot of movies like this one, which, I feel like set the stage and set the tone for what we are in for. Like, I was not mad at this movie because it gave you a lot, but it also didn't give you too much. Because it's what they did in the old movies, like not old movies, but the previous generation of movies that I kind of disliked, is I feel like they rushed a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And even with this movie, you kind of see they're leading to something. Like, I even feel like Doomsday is going to lead to... Like, Doomsday is just going to be one of those that leads to Secret Wars. Like, because people have this big thing about Doomsday is going to be, all right, there's going to be mad Avengers in there, there's going to be mad heroes and villains, which could be very true. But I think we're now back at a point where we can appreciate storyline again. Because before, it was just like, all right, now who's going to be the surprise for this movie?
Yeah.
All right. Who's fighting in this movie? That's not true to the comics. It became everything but, what we're going to watch these movies for.
Yeah, we were waiting for, with this one, I agree. It felt like they're building again towards an end goal, which I haven't felt like they've done like with anything. Yeah. Like
everything had to be blockbuster.
It was like after Endgame, it was just like, you know what? What's the next big cameo? Who's the next big star? Like, what's next going on? And what's next going on? What's happening next? Everything just didn't feel. It felt disheveled. It felt like they didn't know what they were doing, what they wanted to do, where they wanted to take this. And it feels like with this one, we found focus again. Marvel has found their focus again, and they know where they're going. I mean, given they did have to pivot, but I don't think what they did, because again, technically, even though Thunderbolts came out this weekend, we were supposed to be getting Avengers Kang Dynasty this weekend,
right?
But given all that happened with Jonathan Majors, that didn't happen.
Right.
I didn't feel like anything we watched previously would have had us prepared for Kang Dynasty coming out this weekend.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I will say this, going back to the setting the foundation thing, I think we should speak about Captain America, A Brave New World. I think, although that movie was also not received well by... a lot of people, I think it helped kind of push forward the Thunderbolts in a way. Like, it was the reset. Like, if Thunderbolts was the reset, then I'd be scratching my head. But because Captain America came before it, and then you kind of get some of the holes were filled with Captain America. Like, and I think that's what the point of that movie was, where it's like, all right, this is the direction we're going. We're gonna fill the holes in with this one. And then we're going to set the foundation of where we're going with Thunderbolts. And now we get Fantastic Four, which I think that's going to be a lot happens.
Yeah.
And then we might then I think Doomsday is next, right? Next 3. And then Spider-Man.
Yes.
So I think
Spider-Man.
between Fantastic Four, we're gonna go high. Doomsday, we're gonna get the climax, and then when Spider-Man, A New Day comes around, we're dropping right back down. We're dropping right back down to all right. We gave you the crescendo here.
Yeah.
We got to drop again before we get back to Secret Wars. Like I think that's because everything can't be a high all the time. Like you're not gonna appreciate, and I think that was the problem after Infinity War Endgame. You were looking for the high.
Yeah.
Like you were looking for, oh my God, that made me feel so good, and then it's like, and then you have things like Deadpool and Wolverine that come out, and it's fun, it's exciting, but that had nothing. It had no real effect on anything moving
forward.
forward. like
nothing at all.
It was like a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, other than the fact that we now know that mutants are in the MCU.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And nothing really matters because anything is possible, and it just like using Deadpool was just another catalyst. So once we decide to bring in the X-Men later on, it'll somewhat make sense.
And it did a better way of explaining the multiverse than they had previously done, because with Spider-Man and the other 3 Spider-Mans coming back, they attempted it and we kind of got it, but it kind of went more in depth with the Deadpool Wolverine thing. It kind of made fun of it too.
Yeah.
And now we just appreciate that anybody could pop up at any time.
I've mentioned multiple times, I think that's kind of a cop-out, because nothing can stick, nothing will be certain. This is why we might get to watch Professor X die again, like we didn't already watch it 3 times on screen.
Tony Stark might die again. Or Tony Stark might just come back and just be chilling.
Yeah, but he died. Like, what was the purpose of his sacrifice? But back to specifically this movie, I thought it was really good. I think they should have put out a trigger warning before this movie came out, because it deals a lot. Like, this movie was just about dealing with your trauma. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen this, you might want to skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah, hit the 10-second button.
Yeah, a few times. Because I think it was just like, this whole movie was just about trauma, and if you don't deal with it, what could happen if you don't deal with it, but with superheroes.
It was a super mental health, it was a mental health awareness movie.
Yes.
And I think it should be appreciated for that. And at the same time, it kind of allowed you to appreciate these characters more, because at first glance you'll go, why are these people together?
Yeah.
What? But like everything, trauma bonds people.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie you kind of get, this makes total sense. By the end of the movie, you're like, I get it.
You're like, I get it. You guys are a bunch of broken pieces that have formed together.
You're like the X-Men.
Through some pressure, and now we're gonna form something new, and it's gonna be great, or not. It could not be great, but let's find out.
And Valentina needs to be shot in the face, but that's just...
I kind of like her though. I agree, she's not great.
She had big balls in this movie.
Honestly, she's had big balls since the first time she walked on the screen.
That's very true. But that, I'm moving ahead a little bit, but that Century moment where he's like choking homie out, and she's like,
I'm not scared of you.
I ain't scared of you, dog. Like, I was like, this chick is crazy. Yeah.
I think I like you.
I appreciated her more. I'm like, okay. And she's very, very, very smart. Yo, that trick she pulled to get them to follow her, that was crazy. But yeah, we can take it movie. We can take it. Segment.
That was wild, right? So let's just start at the beginning, right? Because she's absolutely right. The Avengers are not coming back. I would just like 20 minutes designated to why.
Right. So where was Spider-Man?
It's New York.
That was my question. That was my question I was going to ask you off camera.
Yeah.
That I had, but I'm like, maybe you could tell me.
Oh, I can't tell you because I have no idea. Spider-Man, Daredevil.
It's New York.
It's New York.
And I'm like, so y'all not going to tell me they were in the void, because There's a lot of stuff that
Now,
happened prior to that.
You could say, sure, Spider-Man's from Queens. This was very clearly taking place in Manhattan.
But Bucky had constituents in Brooklyn, right? So he should have just been in Brooklyn. If we're going based on region.
If we're going based off like region, like, bro, where are you? Why are we not coming, to save the day?
Yeah.
Like, they're not introduced yet, but why are we acting like Luke Cage is not still a thing and he's not in New York?
Right.
Why are we still acting like, hell, Jessica Jones is still a thing and she's not in New York? Like, there are people on the ground in New York where it's just like, this is...
And I got no explanation. Like, I didn't hear that, all heroes are being in search for by the government.
Right.
So hide out. Like, if that was a thing... it would make sense as to why they wouldn't be a part of it. But literally nobody else was available. And
it could count because an answer could be, this is why you would have to watch multiple shows, which I hate. Because I don't know if you've watched Daredevil, this newest season.
No.
The season finale, Kingpin is the mayor of New York. He's issued a law making vigilantism illegal. He has a special task force designated to find and arrest said heroes.
Cool. Now, Valentina, Bucky, or Wendell Pierce's character could have mentioned that in passing, and it would have made everything okay.
You're right, but they don't have to, because what they were fighting takes place in DC, and it just so happens that she moved the body from wherever it was at to New York.
So she could have said that to us. Like, oh, and no one else is coming because of the da-da-da. Like, it hurts, because she did an entire monologue in the old Avengers house, and was like, yeah, so he's here, there's a new superhero that the world's gonna love, and she could have easily been like, and no one else is gonna come save you due to the bubble. Like, catch me up, because my main question after the movie is, where the hell is Spider-Man?
Yeah, but unfortunately,
because nobody knows who he is.
Yeah,
he's back to square one, and I could also get that. Oh my God, people know who Peter Parker is. So real talk, you could have got to where you needed to get to as Peter Parker, and then turned up as Spider-Man in the event, like when you got to
absolutely
Manhattan.
Because again, like you're 100% right, but this is feeding back to the bigger problem, because you don't ask these questions if you watch everything.
Yeah, but
right,
come on,
right,
like
yes,
and that's what bothered me too.
Yes,
you're trying to kill the casual fan, and it is absolutely annoying. And how many minutes are we in?
17.
I'm gonna mention wrestling. So here we are, as
Let's
I always do. People complain about video packages in wrestling and how many times they show you replays and the same thing. Oh, I saw this last week. But if I'm just Joe Schmo sitting on my couch and I flick to Monday Night Raw and I don't know anything, video packages help.
Yeah.
Replays help, and just things being mentioned again help. So I am like, and for me, I'm not so much a casual. Like I do dabble more than a casual fan. Obviously, like there's some show Daredevil. He's not my guy. So just not gonna. Never did anything for me to just turn it on, right? But I did watch Captain America: A Brave New World.
Yes.
You could have easily said at the end. That's why I'm like, did I miss something? At the end of that, was it like, all right, we're gonna look for Avengers now, but we gotta find them because everybody's in hideout. That's what. Like,
yeah, it was just, we're building a team, but I don't know where team is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean,
that's pretty much.
Maybe Spider-Man's. We'll get an explanation in the next film.
Maybe we'll get something more with the Fantastic Four when that drops. Who knows? But I'm still sitting here. I'm like, fam, last I checked, Nick Fury ain't dead.
Nope. I got a question too about Fantastic Four even. So, and this is where the multiverse thing comes in.
Okay.
They're back. So this is a timepiece apparently.
Yes.
How do they end up in modern day?
That's what we have to watch the movie to find out.
Okay.
It makes it. This movie just answered how how they're going to play a part in
because
Avengers Doomsday.
So that was my initial question, and seeing the end credit helped a lot.
Yes,
because
that end credit was crucial. It did not need to be 3 minutes because I love David Harbour, but I didn't see him like I even think that's cool because they are setting up for both Doomsday and Secret Wars. Because again, they're the new Avengers, but Sam is starting the Avengers.
Yeah. Spoiler alert! If you didn't get it already.
Like he's starting the new Avengers, but they're the new Avengers.
Right.
So it's like they're setting up on multiple fronts, which again, I love. Take us back to basics. Take us back to basics. Like let's start building going forward.
You know, and I'm thinking, where was Miss Marvel? Jersey City, right across the pond. Like, I just think, and as someone who's a resident of Jersey City, if the news is telling me that across the pond,
but it also depends on how quickly
she can get there.
News got out.
Didn't homegirl Mel? Didn't she mention like news people were picking it up and
they picked up the crater hitting.
Oh, they never. So
like everything in New York.
That's true. Because the press hadn't gotten. Well, when the press got there, he hit them with the.
Yeah, he was like, got him.
Oh, so you're right. This might have went under. All right, that might explain everything.
So
you
like
might have just cracked the code.
Yeah, like if depending on how quickly.
All right.
Because anybody who would have called the news.
Yeah. Was.
They got already.
Yo, you solved it. You did it. You did it. Spider-Man wouldn't know.
He would know,
and
like
that's how he would get caught off guard by the Void.
Yeah.
Because if he don't know, and ain't nobody call him, yeah, that makes sense.
But then again, he still don't get a pass. No, it's the point of a spider sense. If you can't sense something's going on, something big, like bro, in Infinity War,
maybe he disables powers.
Was on a bus.
But maybe he disables powers.
When has Spider-Man able?
No, Sentry. Maybe he's indetectable by Spidey senses. How about that?
What a load of crap. Okay. Did Spider-Man need to get?
She said he was Spider. He was Superman on steroids, basically.
And he is.
Yeah.
And he is, because I don't know why I have knowledge of Sentry. From the comics, I have no idea why I have the knowledge
I just
of
think
the
it's
Sentry.
That they do. MCU does Superman better than DC, and it's. For me personally, I'm like, first of all, the suit is fire.
Fire, bro.
The explanation of his powers makes all the sense in the world, and his fighting style is basically like, all right, what he didn't have to move.
He didn't.
Like, it was amazing to watch him in action.
Oh yeah, and bro, the way they just. Everybody just folded.
Yeah.
So quickly. Like these are just superpowered. Some of them superpowered people, and I always love how there's like a whole bunch of superpower people on a team, and then there's like a shooter.
Yep. You know the shooter.
Yeah.
You're talking about Yelena, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like she should have. I feel like she should just take a serum.
Right, like
because
I want you to do more, because I like you.
But she's the one. She's the brains of the operation too. Like,
yeah, because everybody else is just
brawn
out of their depth. Because Walker he swears.
I love Walker because he about that life. Like there is no question about it that he's about that life.
Yeah,
he's gonna go for it no matter how stupid he look initially.
Yeah,
he's a soldier. He's a total soldier, and I like that Bucky got back into his bag because he's like, Congressman is cool, but this is
I thought that was always dumb.
They had to keep him busy.
Yeah, sure.
Well, or he could have just went off grid too.
Your friend is starting a team.
But I already have my team.
He didn't at the time.
Oh well, maybe he just felt like he could be Captain America in a different way.
And that was if we're going to talk about plot points that bothered me, right? the end credit scene. We're jumping all around here, right? The end credit scene. What's the name has a problem. He was like, I tried to talk to him, and it didn't go well. If we watch Captain America: Brave New World, what about their relationship lets me know that would actually be a thing?
Nothing at all, because it comes off as Captain America being a a-hole.
Yeah.
Like, and in reality, Sam and him, they was dapping up. They was just at the hospital with homeboy.
They was like hugging each other.
Yeah, like, yo, can't take each other for granted.
Like, it was all love.
Yeah.
Like, I watched a series and a movie where y'all let me know that they worked through their issues and that they were good. And now you're telling me they couldn't come to grips with the Avengers?
Now, maybe it was a thing where Sam's like, you're cool, they're not. Because they do have history of being, like, down with Valentina.
Yeah.
And he might not... Sam don't rock with her. So he could be like, oh, well, she's your representative. Keep me away from you. Like, keep me away from them.
Yeah.
You're cool if you leave. Come with us, Avengers, gang.
Gang.
But if they're still dealing with Valentina, I don't want nothing to do with it. And they kind of have to at this point, because she's basically the de facto creator of the new Avengers.
Which is wild, fam.
Who saw that coming?
Not me. Not me. I mean, I didn't expect much going into this movie because I only watched the first extended trailer, and that was it. Like, I didn't watch a thing. I was like scrolling through things. I was kind of pissed that Taskmaster just was kind of...
That was wild, right?
Off, like,
a minute and a half
really
of screen
quick.
time. And, like, that was it.
Really quick. And she was just... I'm like, she about to get up? And you want to know what else, too? I hate you people out there who can't just shut up for, like, 72 hours before we start spoiling things.
Which is why people have to start going to movies on Thursday nights.
Yeah, like, bro, you can't
That's
wait.
why the early premiere became a thing.
Like, you can't wait 72 hours opening weekend before you just start running your mouth all over social media, ruining the movie for people who don't have the opportunity to go see it opening weekend.
Think pieces,
Because,
hypotheses, all kinds of stuff.
like, I paid it, just scrolling through social media, and this is just people being the great detective, right? You know, everybody thinks they're just the best detective in the world. Notice that the scene where they're in the tower, that she's not there. The Taskmaster isn't there in that scene. As she like, in the very first trailer, she's in that scene. Don't know who on Marvel's side screwed up. When they re-released the last trailer, she's no longer there. So it's just like crap. And then Thursday night, I'm scrolling Twitter, and then like somebody dies early in the movie.
There you go. You find out immediately because you've already seen.
I'm like, oh, if I just use deductive reasoning and remember that she's not in that scene.
Yep.
I'm almost positive you're telling me someone dies. It's her. And then they're like, the asterisks changed. Because when the asterisks first started, there were 6 lines. But then when it showed up later on, there were only 5.
Yo, y'all deep. Like, I don't understand.
Like, why
What
are we
is
doing
going on?
this?
Yo, I don't understand the obsession with knowing every bit and piece of how the gumbo is made.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It is this upset. Oh, did you see the Easter eggs here? And that's great for YouTube content. Like, if somebody's gonna drop an Easter egg video in 3 months about how many Easter eggs you missed in this movie, totally fine. I'll watch the 15 minutes of it.
Yep.
Cool. But to be less than 12 hours out, and we're saying, oh, this happened, like, y'all don't work for Marvel, 1. And 2, who cares? Like, let us enjoy a movie. Like, I just want to go back to when I could enjoy a movie without a think piece after every single movie or TV show that come out. What does this say about representation? Oh, it got even with centers that we just, like, oh, where were the Hispanic people? I don't know. Like, do we ask y'all? Like, I don't, I don't get it.
I don't know.
It's so frustrating because I'm just like, yo, can we just watch Thunderbolts and enjoy it for the piece of film that it is? And I don't need somebody telling me how many lines were in the asterisks, because sometimes we overthink stuff. And then, so this is why I think Marvel suffered for a little while too, and it goes back to their whole everybody's got to be big, we got to have surprises and stuff like that. When you set your expectations up here, you're destined to get disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible to enjoy something if you've created a movie in your head.
Yeah.
The minute it doesn't feed out to be that movie that you created in your head, you're like, oh, this was garbage.
Agree 100%.
And I'm just like, all right, this is terrible. It happens in regular MCU. They're just as bad as wrestling fans, because it happens to, like, oh, we book ourselves into, oh, The Rock's supposed to show up at WrestleMania, and when he doesn't, it's the worst WrestleMania of all time. Nobody told y'all he was
Nobody
coming.
said he was coming.
Nobody said that.
You might expect him to be there because of what happened with, like, John Cena. He was the catalyst to help turn John Cena heel. You expect him to be there, but why?
But just like we said earlier,
He ain't been there with John Cena ever since that moment.
Spider-Man, we could have said the same thing. We said it earlier. Where was Spider-Man? Why didn't he show up? Now, if we were expecting Spider-Man in that movie, we could have walked away and said, oh, that was terrible, because where was Spider-Man?
Right.
But when has Spider-Man interacted with any of those people?
Never.
Other than Bucky. Like, watch the movie and shut up. Like, that's where I'm at, like, at this point. I like, your frustration's valid. I just have a straight annoyance with people who just blurt out spoilers of anything. Like,
yes. Because it's like, bro, let me enjoy my content, please.
Yeah, please.
Like, let me enjoy it at my pace, like, at my leisure. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I have other things on my plate, and I don't have the time or the moment to just sit and deal with every small thing.
And y'all don't have no sympathy for parents, because I got 2 toddlers, so I can't. First of all, I can't watch certain things until they're not around.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm at a disadvantage all the time, and then you guys want to come tell me who dies here, who's leaving the series, bruh. 911. I watch it. I'm sitting there. I'm about to watch it. Put the kids to sleep. I scroll on Facebook. Somebody goes, 911 shouldn't have did that to me. Mind you, this is like 10 minutes after the show was over.
Yeah.
911 shouldn't have did that to me. Rest in peace to the chief.
Oh, so now you know, just before you even start the episode.
I'm sick. Then I'm like, first of all, you couldn't say just rest in peace to the, you know what I'm saying? One of the.
You could have left it at 911 shouldn't have did that to me.
Exactly. Now somebody died. I know somebody died. And the minute that he get in that situation where death is upon him, I don't think he getting out now.
Right.
Now
You like, you know,
well, there you
it's
go.
him. There you go.
So it's annoying, but
It's highly annoying
people
because, you know, I had no expectations going into this movie, and I'm trying to do that just going forward with, like, any movie, because let me tell you about how much fun and enjoyment I am able to have going into a movie with no expectations.
That's why I stopped watching. Like, I haven't watched trailers a lot because, so even with the trailers we saw today, the Mark Kerr movie, the one where The Rock is the UFC fighter guy.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the trailer because, one, I wasn't around for Mark Kerr. Well, I was, but I didn't watch it. Like UFC at the time, and I was super young. Well, part of me is starting to enjoy movies based on performance again. Mm-hmm. And without trailers, it kind of gives me I wonder what this is about. Let me see if they can tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see if this movie can tell me what it's about without me having any preconceived notions. Because at this point, I feel like I have to reset like that. Because, again, I go back to Sinners. Like, we went and watched that together. I had no clue what the movie was about.
I mean, I knew the movie had vampires in it. I knew Michael B. Jordan was starring in it and playing twins. And I knew that it was directed by Ryan Coogler.
I knew Ryan Coogler and Michael B. was doing a movie together. And I was like, all right. They haven't batted zero since they've been together, so let me go see it. And then as I'm watching the movie, it's taking me on the ride. And then when the vampires show up, I'm kind of like, what are we? Like,
Yeah,
this done turned into a horror
and
movie.
I think that's what that's one of the greatest parts about that movie because and I think that would have helped because I went and saw it. Like I said, I went and saw it again last Wednesday with Dad, and he was like that he thought it was okay, and he was like that he thought it took like too long to get to like the vampire part of it.
Oh, because he knew that vampires were gonna be there.
Yeah, and I'm like, but if you had like, I think if you had just gone into it not knowing that there was even a vampire movie being like advertised here,
Yeah.
it changes everything. Like if you just go in, because it takes you just think that there's a story being told currently and you're watching the story and you're like, yep, these two gangsters just came back into town and they're about to open up a juke joint. You understand that
with the threat of the KKK looming.
yes,
Like that's where I thought
that's
it was
what you
going.
think it is.
I'm
Like you
thinking,
like the threat of the KKK is looming, and you like you see that the focus is going to be on this juke joint, how well the juke joint is going to do, as well as Sammy's internal conflict with his father wanting him to leave that life behind and go like, you know, become like following his footsteps because he was a pastor. And then you're like, okay, I see that's the movie right there. That's a whole movie.
right. And for somebody like me who didn't know vampires were coming, when what's the Irish vampire? Remick. When Remick flies out of when he being attacked by the what I thought was the Native Americans attacking him.
Yeah.
He's only burning because he outside in the sun.
Yes.
And they're coming to warn. Like I don't get that till I see vampires, because I don't know that this dude is a vampire because I'm not expecting vampires.
Yeah.
I'm literally just I'm like, oh, Native Americans about to come.
Yeah,
up
you just think that he's somebody who just getting whooped.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Native Americans done dirty, but you know where we at, and y'all, you know. So I'm thinking this is about to be Native Americans versus KKK versus the blacks. Like I'm like, oh, this is about to be one of those, just for it to turn into a horror movie. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, yeah. It was wild. It was a wild experience for me. I had a good time though.
No, it was a great film. And I even seeing it the second time, because when we first saw it, I went and saw it with you, there wasn't really a lot of people in the theater. There wasn't really a lot of people in the theater. When we went and saw it Wednesday night, theater full of black people.
That,
and
this one of them late bloomers.
if you've never seen a black movie in a theater full of black people, I think you should, because that does nothing but enhance the experience of you watching the film. Because when Cornbread is standing outside and he's like, "You're not gonna let me in," and they went to move, and what was Smoke's woman? Why can't I think of that lady name?
Annie.
And Annie like, she was like, your big behind been walking all up and through here all day. A black woman in the theater said, I know that's right, you see it. And I'm like, yo, this is just, it's so incredible, just the extra, the extra additive.
Yeah,
yes, the extraness.
The extraness of it all.
That, we add. And now, don't get me wrong, there are certain movies where it's like, it's a bit much.
Oh, please. Let me tell you something. That's a good experience with black folk at the movie.
Yes, there is, not all of it is that way.
Yeah.
Not all of it is that way.
There is
the total opposite. I will say that. Where it's just like, but if you go see, so let me say that you should see the right black movie in a theater full of black people, because I think that is a part of it.
I'll never forget seeing the first Black Panther with a whole bunch of black people.
Yes.
It was wild. It was a great time. I mean, Fruitvale Station was with a lot of black people. Wow, all these Ryan Coogler movies. I mean, yeah.
The man was great. The man is great.
Yeah.
The man is great.
Very, 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 very good. I want him to get his hands on like a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
And see what he does with that, because like I feel like a Boomerang type of movie he could do. But yeah, shout out to Ryan. We just jump to Sinners.
Yeah, we just
Thunderbolts, but
move around. But yeah, it's fine. I think that would be dope. And I've said this to you like before. I think he just needs. I want him to find a new muse.
Well, he tried, but had that white woman problem. Because he probably could have had two that he could bounce back and forth from.
You're right.
But
you're
now,
100% right.
So now he's back to the drawing board. So
You're 100% right.
Maybe it's Miles Canton,
maybe
the young boy.
But I definitely want him to find a new muse. I have nothing wrong with him casting Michael B. Jordan in his films. Nothing wrong at all. Let me just be clear in saying I have nothing wrong with that. But I would like to see what he can do without him.
To speak on Michael B. Jordan real quick as a muse for this specific movie, I think this was, to me, his best roles that I've seen him in.
Yeah.
Because there is a part in that movie, and it's very early on, that I forget he's both of them. Mm-hmm. Like, he really does a job of separating the characters, even with two love interests in the same movie with one actor. It's like,
night and day.
How are you doing? And it's night and day relationships.
It's night and day.
You know what I'm saying? And it's night and day interactions. Like when Smoke, I believe, when Smoke at the end basically sacrifices himself. He knows it's the end. He sees his girl and the baby, and
that's why I think that's what he wanted to happen. Mm-hmm. I think that's why he took off the hoodoo bag before he even set this up. Like when he was sitting there and he took off the hoodoo bag, because he was like, "Listen, I don't want to make it out of this.
Yeah, because I need to see them now."
Yeah, because he everyone I love is gone, which was great to make you think that Stack was dead.
Yeah. And then, the stark contrast to Stack showing up at the end of the movie with Mary.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy crap. Ryan, Mike? You and Haley Stein, do you think she appears in another Ryan Coogler movie?
Absolutely.
I just think, and I know there's that whole thing of I think her mom's grandfather is.
But yeah, that line.
Black.
I think that line of dialogue in the movie was true. Like her mom.
No, yeah. And then people are like, "That still don't make you black," and it's like, yo, she wasn't supposed to be in the movie. That's the whole point of her being the one to go talk to the Irish people that was outside. I mean, that is why her and Stack were not together.
Right.
Because he did not want to end up on a tree.
Right.
Because as much as he loved her, he knew that the love for her would
get both of them killed, if we're being honest about it.
And she was already married, so guys, again, you think pieces. Who cares?
Who cares?
If you like the movie. And
I just want to say, I feel for the husbands in that movie.
Oh my gosh, bruh, Pearline husband.
Pearline husband, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
No clue. He has no.
You
clue.
have no idea. One, that your wife was out here just being straight.
And you don't know where she at.
You don't know where she at.
Yo.
And Mary, you got a whole husband. I mean, yeah, Mary got a whole husband. One who I'm almost positive you can feel the lack of love in that relationship, but you don't even know what happened to her.
First of all, how she got on the train.
She was leaving.
Her mom. Oh, she was leaving. Her mom died. No, what? I thought she came. I thought she followed her. I thought her mom died. Oh, she was there for the funeral.
Yeah, she was there for the funeral of her mother.
Yeah, and then she was gonna leave.
She was leaving.
And then she saw him and stayed.
And stayed.
Crazy. Totally crazy. I mean,
love who you love.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm never let. When it comes to true love.
Like Bob and Yelena.
Yeah, like Bob and Yelena, when it comes to true love, don't let, and Preacher Boy and Pearline, don't let that woman's husband stop you from getting your true love.
Okay, you tell that to these single niggas out here.
Listen,
and I dare them to
don't take
mine.
anything that I say about that seriously. You know what I mean?
But
because I am one who believes that marriage is sacred.
Yes, amen. Yes.
So I'm not out here trying to mess with nobody's wife.
I mean, listen, some of these wives is Pearlines.
A lot of. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're going to talk about sinners.
Right. You're right. Well, we were talking about Thunderbolts, but
we gonna keep it on sinners.
We'll talk about sinners, yeah.
because I don't want to spoil too much of the Thunderbolts for the people.
I just want to say one more thing about Thunderbolts before we touched on the mental health aspect of it. I also think it does a good job of helping people deal with grief.
Absolutely.
And grief is not just about death. It's about loss of things. It's about being confused about stuff. And I think there's a powerful moment between Red Guardian and Yelena where she talks about the need of being together. And then that's a common thread throughout the whole movie, like the togetherness. And if I could just say something to everybody in the same vein, you can't do it alone. So, if you need something to give you that motivation, go see this movie. Let it tug on your heartstrings a little bit, and
because it did tug on my heartstrings. It made me realize that I am not as cold-hearted and ironclad as I used to be.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was an emotional scene when they're like hugging Bob at the end.
Yeah.
And it's just like
that was
like you think for a second Yelena getting out and hugging him, problem solved, but then it's like no, because she it's like you think it's like you start to focus on him being alone, so she goes to help him through not feeling alone, but then it's like no, even in her helping him, she can't do it alone, so she needs the rest of the team and for everybody to come together. And just a quick tidbit, I think that Taskmaster died because she don't speak no more. You can't talk about your trauma if you don't speak.
Didn't she speak to Yelena?
No, she tried. Oh no, she did. She said, "I don't look. Forget everything I just said."
Oh yeah,
forget everything I just said.
I'm not here for you.
Yeah, she said, "I'm not here for you." So that was dumb. But
you got the power to edit.
Yeah, that's true. But you think I'm gonna remember? Probably not. But it's definitely something that I think should be discussed more. And I even like the way Marvel handled that. And again, with making the villain more complex. Because bro just needed a hug. Like his evil side just needed a hug. He just needed to be appreciated. He just needed to be heard. He needed to be felt. He needed to be seen. And I think that that's part of why that is why the way he was. He was the way he was because like he didn't he felt abandoned. He felt alone by himself, which is why he was cool chilling in the attic by himself while like all of that chaos was happening around him.
Don't we all have an attic?
Yes.
We have our own space where chaos is happening and we feel like we go there
and just we block it out.
The issue is we don't let nobody else in our attic.
No.
And back to the scene you were talking about where everybody hugged each other. It's like I wish people did that more in terms of there's usually typically a crowd of people wanting to help somebody who feels like they're by themselves, and it's easier said than done. That's why I said if you need a spark or if you need motivation, go see this movie. There's always that one person who can bring on another person
yeah,
that can help you into the light. I mean, guys, love yourselves and others like that. I mean, yeah, because even in Sinners, we saw how togetherness. It was like some people sacrificed themselves, but like togetherness was the only way to defeat the darkness. Yeah. I mean, that's it.
That was the only way to get it done, and I think that in both movies, you're just kind of dealing with sticking together is just how crucial, how key, and how important it is. Because going back to Sinners, and even like you said, sticking together. What was the Asian woman's name?
I forget.
But her husband had her like 2 seconds from walking out the door, and they had to stop her.
Y'all gave her a lot of grief, and I disagree. Not y'all. Like, I don't know whose side you were on in that whole thing.
I just wanted to pluck her in the forehead.
I understand, but I
just wanted to pluck her in the forehead. I get it because like you were thinking about your daughter.
The minute somebody threatens your kids, it's like it's
something different. Like I understand that. I get that completely. I was just like, like that's why I said pluck in the forehead and not something much more, harsh and effective. Just pluck in the forehead. Just don't do that.
Understood.
But
and if y'all have no clue what you're like, because they're like, oh, Asians were in the movie, and I'm like, yo, y'all clearly don't pay attention to period piece. If a period piece is done correct, it is literally going to look like what it is trying to look like.
Yeah.
So at that time, in that specific neighborhood, there were Asian Americans who were also fleeing from their country, and like the blacks and the Asians kind of got together and created this whole neighborhood of just like safety. So it's totally okay for that to happen. I know y'all feel like everybody's separated today. We are in such a place of like desegregation.
It's really annoying, and everybody thinks that you need to have. It's almost gotten to a point where now you think you need to have one of everything.
And everything.
Yeah. In order for it to be, like no one gets to, like no one should feel. It's like you want participation awards for movies.
We don't need
like
them.
That's how it feels like.
We don't need them because realistically, Friends, the age-old show that people talk about, they didn't need a black person in that show because they ain't had no black friend. Like, it's not surprising they wouldn't have black friends. And the lives that they led.
Yes.
Like, I totally understand Phoebe having a black friend. But we all have different friend groups. Maybe her black friend wasn't hanging out with the friends at the house every day. Like,
you want to know why? Because she was over there with Sinclair and them.
Yeah.
And living single.
Totally.
Like
totally.
She was over there with them. Like, it's perfectly, like, you don't need to have everyone. It's like, bro, it's perfectly okay. When I used to bowl, if you know me, you know I used to bowl. And you will go in, right? And at the end of the season, everybody would win. It was the award ceremony at the end of the season. And you would go in and
Pizza Hut.
It was at Pizza Hut. And you could go in knowing you were guaranteed to walk out with at least 2 trophies. Participation and your highest game. Once I realized that that's not what I wanted, I stopped caring about them.
Yo, I mean, I was terrible. I was totally terrible. My highest game had to be like double digits because I was in the league for a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is y'all giving me a trophy? Like, I knew for a fact I did not deserve a trophy. To this day, I'm pretty garbage at bowling. So, like, don't be giving me no prize I know I ain't earned. Like, that's part of my, I'm not
like, that was part of my issue. Like, bro, I was okay, right? It was like, and even then, even how that changed. Because in the beginning, there was only trophies for first place, second place, and third place. And they were 3 different sizes. When the last season that I bowled, every team got a place.
Oh. And the trophies was the same size?
And, yeah, because it was, by then we were getting plaques.
Oh.
And not like actual trophies for that.
Got it.
We're getting plaques. And I'm like, this is cool. Well, I mean, my last season I bowled, we was in first, so didn't really matter. Like, so like I had what I wanted. Like, that was the win. I was in first place. But like, it was perfectly okay with losing.
It's not.
Like, I'm not in the winner circle. I'm not in this thing here. But what does that mean? That doesn't mean that I'm not going to ever be in this thing here. It just means that right now, this is their moment for them.
Right, I mean,
and that was the whole point of me even bringing up bowling. It's okay for this moment to not be about you. Perfectly okay.
And a lot of it is we need representation, yo. And at a point, there was a ton of places that lacked representation, and even in this current political climate, there are some things that no longer have representation. But there are places where you can go and be celebrated. There are things you can watch that celebrates you or whoever you're. And I'm not just talking about being a black man or a black woman or any. There are resources for you to be celebrated if you so need it. I am one who is I'm very comfortable in my black skin, and if I'm watching an all-white series, it don't make me feel less than
because there's no black people in it.
It's somebody else's story. Because when I get to tell mine,
I want to have my moment for me.
To tell my story with my people, just like in the Ryan Coogler movie. This was a love song to his uncle, I believe, and maybe his uncle never told him stories that included anybody but these people, these characters.
Yeah.
You don't want to make it inauthentic by including. Because here's the thing that gets to me. We'll have the token black, the token gay, now we've gotten the token Asian. I don't see many Middle Eastern representation.
No.
Unless it's a doctor show. Like let's be very honest about this. Like unless it's like Big Bang did it, Grey's Anatomy does it, but we and if we keep doing this, where's the handicapable people?
Yeah,
I don't see.
That's what I'm saying. Next thing you know, it's like, do we have everybody? Do we have everybody?
And then characters don't have meanings.
Right.
Because now I think Superstore did a great job of, let me tell you.
That's one of the greatest sitcoms ever made.
It's one of the greatest, and I don't feel like they did diversity for the sake of diversity.
No.
I think that it all just fit. As a former retail worker, it made all the sense in the world, because you can't help but get every walks of life working in retail.
Mm-hmm.
From being handicapped to Asian to black to like they had
to young to old, like
yep,
like there's just
to veterans to
yeah, like
all kinds of stuff. I mean, you know that we went on a rant here about representation, but it's very important to just let art be what it is. And you know, I personally don't need certain things to turn into a black man if it wasn't ordained to
if it wasn't necessary. Like it's perfectly okay. And
like Snape. Why is Snape black?
Because I believe he black because he's the best person for the job.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm
hoping
that
Snape is black because he's the best person for the job.
Now, I read Harry Potter books, so I'm now like this is the one thing that makes me go, that's not like the book. Like
yeah,
in describing the character, I'm a little bit like, what are we doing?
But
here?
that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is black because he's not black in the book.
I know that. That's why I had the question. It's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
It is just like what happened.
Yeah, I am believing that he is black because he was the best to audition for the role.
That's true.
That is my hope.
That's absolutely true. But in the same exact vein, Nina Simone was played by Zoe Saldana. If she was the best person for the role, we shouldn't have had no problem with it. Like, we should not have had a problem with it.
No.
So that's just, my 1 cent about it.
I agree, 100%. So, I don't even remember what we was talking about. I don't even remember. Ebbs and flows and moves and waves. Sinners and Thunderbolts.
Great movies.
Both phenomenal movies. I think you should go see the both of them.
Yep. And IMAX if you can. Though Sinners you cannot. Until May 15th.
No. All of those tickets are sold out.
Oh, well, sorry. Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah. That's at... I don't know if it's coming out in any other theaters other than AMC theaters. I know the AMC movie theaters that got them.
No, I think it's only AMC.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were the ones who did the statement.
Yeah, they're sold out.
Well,
they're so like the site crashed from people trying to buy them.
Catch it when it comes streaming.
Yeah, I mean it's still in theaters. You're just not catching it in IMAX. But I mean, I don't want to see it. Like I got asked because when I posted it, I was seeing it again. I got asked, is IMAX better than seeing it regularly? I can't tell you. I've seen it twice. Both times were in IMAX.
Yeah.
I don't know what the regular is like, and I don't think I want to know.
I feel like, if I could speak of seeing Thunderbolts regular,
yeah,
and seeing the movie in IMAX, it just has a different. It feels like the Super Bowl Like watching that
something
movie
like
today
on that screen size.
with the sounds and the like.
Yes.
And specifically Sinners, there was a moment where the wind was whispering words,
Yes.
and I would not have caught that in a regular theater.
No.
Like it got to the point where this guy turned around, like, is somebody whispering to
It
me?
felt like somebody was talking to me,
Like-
but come to find out, that's just how good the sound was mixed in an IMAX theater.
Yeah. So I mean, go see it then. Go see any movie you can in IMAX. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
It's such an experience, man.
I mean, I can't wait to see Mission Impossible.
I'm very conflicted.
With what?
Very conflicted. Because I want to see Mission Impossible in IMAX. But have you seen the popcorn bucket for Mission Impossible?
No.
I need it, but it's only at Regal Cinemas, and the Regal Cinemas near us don't do IMAX.
You might have to just drive to Regal Cinema for a pickup.
Yeah, I might have to just go there and see something else.
Yeah. You might just. Yeah.
And I'm bougie now. I'm a A-list Stubbs member.
Oh, because you gotta buy
My
a ticket
movies
to
be
get to
free.
the concession stand. You can't just go in and buy a bucket.
That's fine. I will go see another movie, like,
That's cool. I mean, yeah.
because I do want to see Lilo and Stitch.
Well, that comes. I did not know that came out the same weekend as
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
I'm seeing Mission Impossible first,
I was like,
but I do want to see Lilo and Stitch.
well, I now have to see Fantastic. I thought Fantastic Four came out way earlier than July.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Memorial Day weekend.
No.
But I have to see that now in IMAX. Every Marvel movie is going to be IMAX going forward.
Absolutely.
That's just where I'm going to be at. But yeah, shout out to movies in general. I feel like we back. I feel like movies are back.
I definitely do.
I feel like
movies are in a
movies
really
are
great
back.
place because Megan 2.0,
oh,
holy crap, need to see it. Fantastic Four, got to see it. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
oh, that looked crazy. Now, I was nervous about it initially when it was initially announced.
Yeah,
But then I remembered how cheesy the original was.
yeah,
And this one gave me the same exact vibe. I'm like, yes, I need to see it.
yeah,
And it's gonna be the perfect little date night thing to watch. It's fun. It's fun.
yeah. And then
And my
Superman
wife is
2.
jumpy, so well, yeah,
It's going to be great. We'll see. I don't have, no, you know.
we'll see Superman. I mean,
Oh, this guy.
I can watch it. I'll watch it.
Listen, that's fine. I'm just glad, you know,
It
you
just
didn't catch the
doesn't-
jab I threw at Batman earlier, but it's cool.
What? What you
No,
say?
it's
I didn't
fine.
catch it.
You didn't catch it.
Yeah, we'd been some
You didn't
furniture
catch
moving.
it. It might. Might be. Who knows?
Chill, man. Chill, man.
Nah, we're good. Batman's fine.
And you played that clip at the beginning, trying to be funny, but that's fine.
I did.
It's all right.
I like how it worked
It's
out.
okay. It's okay.
I like how it worked out. I did that just for you.
Shout out to Brucey.
I did that just for you.
Shout out to Brucey.
Because Joker wants to know where's his electric car.
Elon Musk got it,
Well, I mean,
and clearly Joker's the president. No, I'm just kidding.
that's a disrespect to the Joker. And on that note, William, thank you for joining
Of
me.
course, anytime, man. Anytime.
Thank you for, being ready, willing, and able to
That's
pod.
me. Willing.
But yeah, until the next one,
Till the next one, yo.
we out.